Oh, oh well. Something came up out of the water at it. Let's try it again. At least I think something came up out of the water at it. Yep, something did come out of the water at it. He came back for it too, baby. He came back for it too. Yeah! Come here, get in the boat. Get in the boat. Okay, party people. Welcome back to another Tim's Outdoors, where I talk about baits primarily. Don't do a lot of fishing, but I do plan to get back out of fishing. Let me update you on what we're going to do today. You can see I have my fancy turtleneck on. I can assure you it's not for fashion. If you go look back at maybe 2 weeks ago, actually, I put the video out 4 weeks ago because it's been about a month since I've had the surgery. I had ACDF surgery, hence the neck brace. So I should be able to get it taken off this week. I go to see my surgeon on Tuesday. So prayerfully, everything is healing back fine, and I can get out of this brace and get back onto the water, which explains a lot. Anyway, so I'll add a link to that video in the description. Today we're going to talk about this unboxing. Man, I wish I had a camera I could take a picture. Anyway, I'll take a picture of this. But have you ever had one of those situations where you know you own something, you put it away, and you completely forgot that you own it? Yeah, that's kind of what happened here. I bought this box, and kid you not, it had to be on Black Friday. Only it's not Black Friday. Well, today is Black Friday. I bought this box on the last Black Friday, and I have no clue. I got a stack of boxes that I have to do tackle unboxings on, but I had no clue that I skipped this box. So I get a box, I put it in, and I typically go over the box. But in this case, I grabbed the box, put it down, and somehow I forgot the box was there. So today we're going to do that, do an unboxing on this. 1 second, have to do one thing. Okay, we're back. So yeah, let's get into this unboxing. I took my camera, I took a picture of the label. It is dated 11/28/2022. I mean, I'm chuckling at myself because this is the wildest thing that's happened on this show in a while. So let's get into this unboxing. Figure out what we got here from the 6th Sense. You guys know my favorite bait maker. I'm not affiliated in any way. I just love 6th Sense products, and I'll continue to buy them because they serve me well on the water. Great discounts during specific times. But they also do everything I buy from 6th Sense is not on sale. But when they do have sales, bro, I'm capitalizing on those. I recommend you guys do the same thing. Quality baits, quality prices. I won't say the baits are American made, but American made, American owned organization, family owned organization. I did a little research on them, and that's part of the reason why I started liking them. Casey and the whole squad there. I went through a video. It was a long time ago when I saw the video, but they show where they came from, small shop, small town, and then where they migrated to now. I'll say medium to large company. So really like what they're doing, really like what they're putting out. I really like the innovation that 6th Sense brings to the fishing world. So I will continue to invest in their products. So again, I'm not paid by 6th Sense, I'm not affiliated whatsoever. I just like their product. So let's get into this unboxing. I'm doing it this side so you guys can see my address on this thing. Ugh. Yes, indeed, buddy. Let's get into it. Super excited. It's like, Christmas. before Christmas or after Christmas. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Man, first things up, dude, we got I do like my 6 cents / Crown Royal bags. I think this is probably where all of the soft plastics go. It's a bunch of baits, a bunch of hard baits. Oh, wow. I'm fairly certain, or did I? I'm not even certain I bought these, but sorry, check these out. What's cool, I'm not gonna spill the beans, but the wife and I purchased something a couple weeks ago, the week after I had surgery, and I'm super excited that I have this. Not just one of those guys, but two of those guys. And if you've seen these, you know there's a great use case for having them, and I will be showing you my use case for having these guys. Dude, I'm kind of tripping right now. I'm looking for the invoice. I'm positive I never bought these bags, so they must have given them to me for free. Dude, this is amazing. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I like what I'm seeing. I'll put this back in right now. I'm super excited about these. So as if you can't tell, let's get into this one right here. Today's gonna be a long video, just in case you haven't figured that one out. So this is called the bait bag. I don't know if you can see this, but they're just bait bags. I do like this sort of camo digitized pattern. I would call it Marine Corps, but it's not necessarily Marine Corps, but it's definitely a digitized military pattern. Wow, look at all of these baits, dude. Craziness. Just so you know, I did go on 2 shopping sprees on 6 cents, and I'll bring you those in the coming weeks. One is on its way now. I bought, in the one that's coming, I bought some rods. I also capitalized on their sale, which was an additional 20% off what they already had on sale. That was this Black Friday. Today is Friday the 24th. The other box that I bought was before then. It was I just bought a bunch of baits, much like I did here. Every year I'll buy a big, a large, rather large sum, couple $100 worth of 6 cents baits, and this was last year's, and I'll show you what's coming this year. So let's kick it off, man. Out of the box, 6 cents trace, 6-inch fast sinking swim bait. Man, I'm gonna have to go back and find the footage, but man, like I fished one of these on a reservoir out here in Virginia. Like my very first cast, bait got smashed. Unfortunately, I lost it, so you guys probably won't believe me, but I'm telling you the truth. Did get a massive strike on a trace, wasn't able to bring it in. Also wanted this. Interestingly enough, I wish I would have opened this because I just ordered another one of these. This is a 9-inch glide bait. I had to pull this one out. I'm not certain I showed you guys this bait on the channel before. If I did, you're just gonna have to bear with me and see this one again. Massive bait, not super heavy, but heavy enough to where you're gonna need some swim bait rock to throw this bad boy. What I'll do is I'll give you some sexy footage of this one right here. I think this is the bluegill pattern. So the 9-inch draw, this is the Gilligan pattern. Man, this is just an absolutely stunning bait. You know what, since I have the trace out, I'm gonna put them right next to each other so you can see the relative size difference between a 6 and a 9. Look at the relative size difference between these two baits. I look at the play on that tail on that trace. One of my favorite swim baits. It's lightweight. The hooks are massive. They don't spin. They don't spin like they do on the draw, but that's okay. They do have a these hooks will spin enough to where I'm comfortable with, so the fish can't throw the bait. But oh my gosh, I love it. I love the tail on these. I love the pattern on these. I love everything about these baits. I'm gonna put this up, and then we're gonna move on to some crankbaits. For 6 cents, I bought so many great products for them. Now I need to just specialize on what I need. For example, I love the crappie fish. they started coming out with these amazing crappie lines. So crappie lines of lures. So now I'm going to try to specialize on what I have. I'm running out of space on my tackle. I've run out of space on my tackle wall. Now it's just time to specialize. Get those small kind of niche baits that I typically won't buy at a big box store. Now I just want to add those things that I just need. I have enough crankbaits, I have enough jerkbaits, I have enough this, I have enough that. Now I want to specialize, for example, like getting a silent crush 55 or silent jerkbait, right? So those are the types of things that I want to start specializing in doing. So we'll kick this off with the hybrid swim crank. Of course, it's turned, so I'm just going to take it out of the box so you can see it. Also in the, I think it's the Gilligan or the bluegill spawn. Jeez. Bluegill spawn. Now you can see this is almost, it looks primarily like a wake bait because it's pretty much a wake bait, right? So there's two different types. This is a 0 to 1 foot. You'll see another one, I think it's a 1 to 3, where the bill is extended. It's got that circuit board chip lip. Man, I cannot wait to toss this thing. I think it's gonna get munched. I want a couple other colors. So that's what I'm saying by specialized. I like this color. It was the one on sale, so I grab it. Now when I go back to 6centsfishing.com, I will go and get the ones that I need. For example, like maybe like an orangish. I know I'm gonna need a bone or white color, you know, to imitate that shad pattern, so I get that as well. Now here's what I was talking about, the specialty baits. So this one here is something I did not have. This is a 100 millimeter. Yes, it's a crush. So here's what I'm talking about. 5/8 ounce crush 100. This is a silent one. So I have a couple of crush 100s, but I do not have a silent one. This is a silent one, comes in bluegilla. You can tell the patterns that I fish around here a lot are bluegill pattern. Now, this is a gigantic lipless crank. It's called the Quake 80. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right next to another one to show you the relative size. I'll put this over on the side. This color pattern is chrome thread fin. I'm gonna put this on the sides. I know I have another lipless crankbait, and I'll show you the size of that one. Oh yeah, this is an awesome bait, right? This is the metal Axis Metal 2.0. And some of you have already seen what it is. It is a crankbait, but it has that metal articulating bill. What it's supposed to do is supposed to show you some more erratic patterns in the water. Of course, bluegill pattern. I bought a bunch of bluegill stuff this time around just because that's a common bait fish in my area. But I really like the size of this. Those hooks are incredibly sharp, kind of like that EWG style. Man, this is more of a, I think this crankbait probably runs over $10 normally. I probably got it for like $6, $7, maybe a little bit less. You just never know. You just get great deals with regards to 6 cents. All right, let's go on to the next bait. I'm probably not gonna go over every bait, but I'll go over some styles that we're dealing with. Speed wake, another silent bait, thud 70. Okay, boom. All right, so Quake 80, thud 70. You can tell that these are two completely different size lipless cranks. That Quake 80 is a ginormous lipless crank, so if you're throwing it, you don't necessarily have to upsize your gear, but you're not gonna throw it on like a diving 705. You could, but I'd want to throw it on something a little bit heavier than that. All right, so crush square bills, you guys have seen what those looks like. This is a finesse square bill. If you know, a couple of videos ago, I bought some BFS gear, so I'll be throwing this on my BFS gear. You can probably throw this on your regular, kind of more lightweight crankbait rod. I also bought a glass rod that I'm fairly certain is around here somewhere. I need to pull it out and do a review on that glass rod, but I'll be throwing smaller baits like this on that lightweight glass rod that I have from, I think it's a Shimano. Crush 50S, silent as well. Crush 50X, not silent. So I just want to go over these colors real quick. You can see these baits look exactly the same. One is silent, one is not. That top one is a chartreuse blue. That bottom one is a wild shad. I'm gonna, you know what? So you can see, well, you guys know what a silent bait sounds like. I just want to show you what the non-silent one sounds like. Both of these are 3/8 ounce, 7 and 2 to 5 feet diving. So let me, I'll grab the hook so you can hear that a little bit better what the rattle sounds like. So pretty nice. So not incredibly loud, but definitely has a nice sound. So if you in those waters that are, you know, pressured and they're used to seeing very loud crankbaits come through the water, something as subtle as this one or a silent one may get you more strikes. All right, swank. You guys know what the swank is. I just want to show you the differences in the bill on the swank. There's a couple folks out there that has a similar bait that's built the same. Take a look at that. Take a look at that bend. It's almost a right angle. It's not necessarily a full right angle, but definitely that is supposed to give it this, in shallow water, this very erratic pattern swimming back to the boat with that bill. I like it because it doesn't get hung up as much for me. That front hook is pretty low, but it's going to move through the water like this. So not necessarily a concern of mine at this point. I haven't had much experience with this when I fished it. I think I got a couple hits, maybe a smaller bass, but I haven't done extensive research in it. But what I will do is I'll do a review. Definitely want to do a review this summer or this winter, who knows, about this. And then we have a swim jig, right? This one here looks like it's called the braid. Man, I really like this thing. The detail in this one. Let's take a look. All the ones that I need to take a closer look at, I'm gonna put them on the side. For example, that guy, these guys I need to do a look. Everything else you guys have already seen. So let's get this back in the box and move out of the way. All right, second one. Dude, this is just like Christmas. All right, whole bunch more to go. All right, so check this out. This is not bourbon this time. This is my wife made me coffee this morning and breakfast, so super excited. Got all my energy, ready to roll. Shout out to wifey. All right, looks like we got a couple dupes. That's a dupe. That's a dupe. How did I get it? All of these are dupes. This is wild. Hopefully, I got another trace. Oh my gosh, and another. So these are dupes. Both are dupes. Bro. They gave me two of the exact same bags. Same baits and everything. All right, you guys can say what you want about 6 cents. That's pretty cool. How's about that? That is amazing. Like, I'm pulling out the same thing. Look, swim crank. Swim crank is the same. The Quake 80 is the same. Silent S100 is the same. Silent 50 is the same. Draw. I'm sorry. And the trace, the same. So I got two identical bags all the way down to the braid swim jig. Yeah, these guys at 6 cents, you guys are cool. I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but, or I bought two of everything. It's highly unlikely I would buy two of everything. But I do appreciate everything that those guys are doing. This is absolutely amazing. So I'll just set this one over to the side. And I may even do some giveaways with some of this stuff just to bless the community. All right, so, dude, I'll save this one here for last. Put this over here, and I'm just gonna dump out all of this. All right. Boom. Whew, man. 1 second. Un momento. All right. Let's do this. So we'll go from right to left, your left, my right. All right. 3/16 8 ounce, 3/0. just some standard Divine swim bait jig heads. I love the detail in those. Similar, same pattern, same color. Actually, Sexy 5 shad, just a much larger 4/0. 4/0. Similar thing on that one as well. Love those. Now, this is where things change a little bit. This year, I want to get into some deep, large magnum worm fishing. Wow, look at that. Probably want to change that. All these videos are on my channel back when I was in high school. All right. I like this because, if I can show you, you guys have heard of the swing shaker. You see that head? That head articulates. So when this hits the ground, right, that worm could swing back and forth. I think I reviewed these on another one of my videos. This is just a much larger size. This is 3/4 ounce, 7/0. So you're definitely gonna want to throw some medium heavy, or maybe heavy, not extra heavy, but medium heavy, longer 7'3", 7'4" rods to throw those big bad boys. Same ones, 1/8 ounce, 4/0. All right, let's get on with the swank. This is just a much larger one with that really weird kind of just under 90-degree bill. Much larger bait, so you can target much larger fish. Take a look at that, man. Look at the color, man. Look at the sound. That's definitely not silent. Swank 77 in Choco Crawl. I love it. Another Swank 77, same thing. I'm just bleeding shad. I'm digging this bleeding shad pattern, man. That's pretty flipping cool. All right, so let's get to the shaky head. I jumped into crankbaits before I finished up my terminal tackle. I really like this shaky head design, man. This is a 6/0 hook, and this is fixed. It's not a swinger, it's fixed, but definitely some of those larger kind of like 7 or 8 inch, man, you could probably even throw a actual large soft plastic on this bad boy. But I do like this shaky head. It stands right up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Stands right up. That's exactly what I wanted to see, so I can get that worm articulating in the water. All right, so that's those. So Quake 80s, all of these are suspending Quake 80s, similar colors across. If I can grab all of these, and I can hold them up to the camera so you can actually see them. All right, so starting from the top, red proof, smallmouth rolls, and gold reactor. All Quake 80, much larger bait profile with a lipless crankbait. That's those. Moving on to the Movement 80. I started using the Movement 80 last year because I was finding myself in much more skinny water, and I wanted a larger bait. I didn't want a paddle-tail swim bait, but I wanted a larger crankbait to throw, let's say, between 0 and 3 feet. This color came out the first time I saw it, so I had to have it. I want to show you guys this. It's a bluegill color, but it's just a very dark one. That is called, what is this called? Cypress gill. Amazing. Definitely gonna move this to the side so I can give you a close-up of that one. This here dives between 1 and 3 feet. I said 0-4, 1 and 3. 1 and 3 feet diving. So skinny water, Big Bertha, hiding under stuff. You don't necessarily, even though I say skinny water, you don't necessarily have to fish it in skinny water. But the point being is that if fish are coming up shallow and you want a larger bait profile, that right there is the way to go. This color here is a live shiner. You can see all the metal flake shining. Really like that. And let's get over here to the swim jigs. So similar swim jigs all the way around. I like these because his hooks were upsized. These have 5/0 hooks. Let me show you. Actually, we did that one already. We have 5/0 hooks. Let me show you. I'll just grab this one and open this one up. 1/2 ounce. I bought some 1/2 ounce and 3/8 ounce, but these are swim jigs. Look at the color of that. Absolutely amazing, beautiful. I guess this was a bluegill pattern. Definitely looks like a bluegill pattern to me. Baby sunfish. So yeah, sunfish has blue, or bluegill pattern. I really like these. This year, I'm going to fish a lot more swim jigs. I didn't do a lot last year, and I think I was kind of demotivated because when I would go out and try to fish just regular jigs on the bottom when I knew fish were pushing out deep, it was not very successful. So I'm going to try the swim jig route. I'm going to throw a paddle tail on the back of this bad boy, and I'm just going to dedicate some specific days to fishing jigs and swim jigs. All right, I wanted to show you that. So this was your typical shaky head, but this is a 10-aught. I was showing you earlier, this one here was a 6-aught. Thought that was big. This 10-aught is massive. I got some 10-inch worms that I want to try that on, along with this swing shaker as well. All right, so that's these. Let's get into this last box, and we will shut this down. Super, super, super exciting. All right, here we go. Wow, this is called the Snatch. I don't own this bait, so this is the first time you're seeing this bait on my channel. Wow, look at the colors on this thing. This is a smaller size lipless crank. Holy cow. Listen at that. That is absolutely amazing. It's called, the color is American Shad. I definitely gotta do a close-up of this one. Let's take a look at this bait. It is absolutely amazing color. Shad pattern again, but oh my gosh. I can't even, it's amazing. All right, next bait. Next couple baits. Let's do the same thing like we did last time. I'm pulling baits out and a lot of them are the same. Let's get to it. Quick 70s. I'm just gonna go over the colors because I already showed you the bait. Pumpkin seed sunfish, phantom craw. Man, those are some absolutely amazing color. The mini 25 MD. This is a 47 diver. This is the 2 to I thought it was 2 to 4. I'm gonna have to look. Sorry, I got my high definition on. So I like this. This is a Crush Mini 25X. It's definitely a smaller size bait. You could throw it's called Baby Shad. You could throw it on lighter swim rods. Like I said, I'm going to throw a lot of this size bait on my BFS gear. Now this one here dives to. I was trying to see what it dived to, what it dove to, but I'm gonna have to pull it all out. So 2 to 4 feet for the 25X and 4 to 7 feet for the 25 medium depth MD. I'm assuming that's what the medium depth is. Just to give you guys a visual depiction of how it looks. I want to pull them out. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell. Take a look at that bill. Oh, let me do it like this. Take a look at the difference in those bills. So again, 2 to 4, 4 to 7. Oh my gosh, I really like the color patterns on these things. Cannot wait to get these bad boys out on the water and start slaying some small bass because that's what's in my area. All right, still gonna be fun. Fish is fish, right? I just gotta find the big ones, the big ones. All right, next up, you guys are gonna love this color. I'm not certain that I'll ever catch fish on it, but the color was so cool, I had to buy it. Take a look at this top color. Black light craw. This is the Gilligan, you guys have seen that, but black light craw. Dude, it's a purple bait. Like, we're gonna see, you know, I'm gonna call it purple rain, but oh my gosh. Let's take a closer look at that. That is an amazing color. I'm gonna flip out when I catch fish on this thing just because it's a random color. Hey man, it was on sale. If I start slaying fish with this color, bro, you best believe I will be reaching out to get more baits in that color. For example, like the Cloud 9 C6. This is like, you know, it reminds me so much of the DT series. I'm just gonna show you the bill. I can't tell you about it, I have to show it to you so you understand. Take a look at the rounded edges of that bill. That's what I like about the Cloud series. the right size crankbait. But man, boy, do I like the way this thing swims through the water. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it feels like it's less fatiguing. You know, you can grab crankbaits and you can feel every bit of the crankbait. Sure, I know it has a lot to do with the rod, what rod you're using, whether it's glass, blah, blah, blah. But when the first time I fished one of these, I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. It just feels a lot easier to fish. And again, that could be the placebo effect. I'll agree. But when I do the head-to-head this summer, we'll be able to tell which swims through the water and is less fatiguing on your arm. Let's go to the Crush Flat 75s. There's also another bait out there by, I think, Strike King that I'm going to pit up against this. They have I think it's called like Fritz Side or something like that, but they also have a flat sided crankbait. It's not physically as big as this, but the same concept, where it's not a wild wobble. It's a very tight wobble as the bait swims through the water. So I'm going to try this. Let me just go through the colors real quick. I almost messed up and didn't show you the colors. Let's go through the colors of these bad boys. I can only hold two. My hands are small. I'll do two at one time. So the top is Custom Bluegill. Next one, Tiger Truce. Next one, Pumpkin Seed Sunfish. And the last one, Tiger Craw. For the fall time. You know, when you said Tiger Craw to me, I was thinking a little bit more red in this one. So I don't know, it kind of threw me, but I'll take it. This is probably going to be the best thing since sliced bread in my area. Since I haven't showed you the flat yet, I'm just going to show you a flat 75X. Just one. And then we'll move on to the curved 55s that I have. Look at that bait. See how thin it is? Different than, say, the Cloud 6. It's not a rounded bait. It's a flat-sided bait. Also with an actual square bill, not just a crankbait. Square bill kind of crankbait. So everything's flat. All right. That was awesome. Coming up to the end of the video, guys. Let's go ahead with the crush of the curved 55s. Curved 55s, 5 to 9 feet. All of them. I'll just go over the color. Of course, I had to go with the black light craw because it's purple. The black and blue craw and black and red craw. All three colors, I'm assuming it's going to absolutely slay, especially at night or darker water. Absolutely want to bring those out in 5 to 7 and 9 feet. So these are the Crush 50X, probably one of the most common size crankbaits for me. The Tulia perch top and then the tilapia at the bottom. Tilapia will probably slay them here. Tulia perch, I'll probably take this one down to Florida when I go. Some freshwater bass down there and try to slay them down there as well. Now, we keep talking about this whole idea of finesse. These are finesse square bills. Now these are a little bit thicker. She heavy, she big, y'all. She PHAT. So small crankbait. These only go to 1 to 3 feet. Small lip on this crankbait, but very round, very bulbous, right? So even if you're looking for a thicker snack, I would imagine medium-sized bass, 2 to 3 pounds, is gonna look to bite things. This size, especially in those shallow waters. That color is Chartreuse Pro Blue. The other two, I think I have another Chartreuse Pro Blue here. No, that's Chartreuse Bank. Wow. Chartreuse Bank at the top, natural crawfish at the bottom. Pretty good. That natural crawfish reminds me of, like, you know, when a crawfish sheds the skin. I think it's called molt. When a crawfish does that, that's typically how they look when they're soft and they hadn't developed that hard shell yet. So last two baits, similar to the Crush 55, 50X, but this here is the silent version. So same bait, just silent. Baby crappie, shad burst. I need to pull out that baby crappie because it looks really good. Just wanted to show y'all how that looks. All right, baby crappie. I absolutely love size. I told you 50, 55 maybe, but the 50 is probably my favorite size crankbait. So what did we do today? We found a box that was lost for a year, pile stacked in the corner that I've never gone over. Inside of that box was 2 of everything. amazing. I'm fairly certain 6 cents, and they'll do that every now and then. They'll hook you up, give you another bag or another this or another that. This time, dude, they hooked the brother up. So a huge shout out to the 6 Cents family. Again, I'm not affiliated other than I love their products. They've always been good to me. Their products have always been good to me when I've used them. Not one single solitary problem with any of the baits as much as I use them. Great discounts. They support the military. I can't speak enough about these baits. They're absolutely gorgeous, absolutely capable in any scenario that you could find yourself on, whether it's freshwater, mostly freshwater, but I've fished 6 Cents in saltwater situations as well and have been successful. So happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Thanks for dialing in. This was a bit long for me, but again, it was a gigantic $300 bag of baits, and it was lost. And I just wanted to be honest, I had no clue what was in it, so I took a little bit more time. So now I'm familiarizing myself with what I bought, and this is just amazing to see. So good luck out there on the water. Stay tuned for the next Tim is Outdoors. Oh, like and subscribe. Yes, you know you want to. Just click the button, dude. Just do that. Just click the button.